Hi friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. This week is another week when number of new IPOs are available for retail investor to subscribe. IPO frenzy is not showing any sign of weakening. This week from tomorrow, which is 4th of August, there are four IPOs, four companies that are raising money through the IPOs. These companies are Windlas Biotech Limited, Exxaro Tiles, Divyani International Limited, which is a QSR, quick service restaurant business, and they own the brands like Yum, KFC, Pizza Hut, Costa, Vango, those sort of brands. So it's a company which from its name may not be known to many of you, but through their brands like KFC, Pizza Hut, I'm sure most people know about this company. Then the last one is the Krsna Diagnostics. So these four companies all are opening for subscription from tomorrow, and they will remain open for subscription till 6th of August, which is Friday. So the most important question is whether one should apply or avoid these IPOs. I'm conscious because there are four IPOs, four companies that we'll be talking about, but at the same time, I don't want the video to be extraordinarily long. So I'll straight away go into the proprietary assessment metrics that we at A to Z Learning use. We have developed this proprietary assessment metrics with years of research and months of application. And so we'll apply that proprietary metrics to help you assess which company has got what strengths and weaknesses. And we'll share with you based on that matrix whether these companies are worth applying for IPO or should be avoided. So it's an important video. If you're looking to invest in the IPO of these companies, you have got too many options to choose from, and hopefully our video and assessment metrics will help you get the relevant information to make the most informed and the appropriate decision that you need to make for yourself. So without any further delay, let's start our video. As I said, the four companies and the proprietary metrics that we use. Proprietary metrics basically looks at the five factors. The history of the company and the purpose of the IPO is the first factor. In the second factor, we look at promoter background, reputation, and interest for the future. In the third, we look at the general market sentiment and the receptivity for the recent IPOs. In the fourth factor, we look at the company's relative strengths and weaknesses in the industry in which they are operating. And the last but not least, the factor that we will look at is how the IPO has been priced and what is the kind of gray market suggesting on these companies' IPO. And on the right of your screen, you will see a separate column for each company. So the first column has got information for Windlass Biotech. Then second one is Xaro Tiles. Third one is Divyani International. And the last one is the Krsna Diagnostic. And you'll see this red, amber, green assessments that we have carried out. And now I'll explain you why we think what we think about these companies. So let's start with the Windlass Biotech Limited's IPO first. So first of all, this IPO is going to be listed on both BSE and NSE. The offer price is between 448 to 460. And if we look at the little bit of history, it's a 20-year-old company. It's in the contract development and manufacturing of the pharmaceutical formulations. And if we look at their kind of leading clients, all the leading pharma companies like Pfizer, Sanofi, Cadila, Emcure, Eris Life Sciences, Int'l Pharmaceuticals are all their kind of marquee clients that they work with. One thing that I noticed in their company's detail that overall the issue size is 401 crore. 40% of that is fresh issue, which will be utilized for the further expansion and the growth of the company. But the 60% main part of the issue is offer for sale, through which promoters are also reducing their stakes from 78% to 65%. So overall, bulk of the money that will be raised by this company, Windlass Biotech, will be utilized for offer for sale. I think then let's look at the in terms of future promoter background. So promoters are Ashok Kumar, Hitesh, Manoj Kumar, uh, Windlass. Windlass is their last name, and their interest remains intact, though they are reducing some of the promoter holding, but they will remain a stakeholder of 65% of the company. So they're not running away in that sense. So that's an encouraging sign. The other thing that I am thinking about this company is that the profitability is a concern. They are on a declining trend. In 19, they had massive profit, 20 it reduced further, and in 21 financial year, it has gone down further. So it's on a declining profitability trend, which always kind of makes me wonder what's going on in the company. Though the top line is growing at a 38% rate, which is very encouraging. The other thing I noticed that um, the in terms of a relative strength in the industry, it operates in a highly competitive market, which is very, very capital and labor intensive. So it's not in a kind of good place in that sense where they command the market leadership or uniqueness. It's a industry which is highly competitive, and with right capital and labor, you anyone can enter. So there's nothing unique there. So overall, our assessment on this is that it's more of an amber uh, assessment, but when we look at the IPO pricing, it's significantly overpriced. Its PE ratio is going to be 65 times, which is very, very high level of valuation relative to some of the other peers. So retail investor may want to be conscious of that. Though the gray market premium right now, I think anything that is got pharmaceutical linkage or chemical linkage or food is selling very fast. So gray market is thinking placing a premium of 30 to 40% as of now, but it may change as you know, things change very quickly in the gray market. But if you go by the gray market and the general frenzy for the pharmaceutical linked companies, I think this issue may offer some listing gain, but from a long-term perspective, I feel only those who are willing to take um, huge risk should invest their money in the Windlass Biotech. The second company, let's talk about now, Xaro Tiles. Let's look at the key details of that. So Xaro Tile is engaged in the manufacturing and marketing activities of tiles, vitrified tiles. They of course supply it locally in India to for residential needs, commercial needs, hotels, hospitals, government bodies, but they also export it to countries like Poland, Bosnia, US, and others. So they've got manufacturing facilities in Padra and Talrod with an installed production capacity of 1.32 square meter per annum. So overall, decent capacity. Display centers are in the 6 cities like Delhi and Morbi. What else shall we talk about this company? So it's also opening on 4th and it will close on 6th. The purpose of the IPO is to make repayment or prepayment of secured borrowings avail the company. So basically, company is going to bring down their debts. Um, what else shall we talk about? The issue price is 118 to 120. It will be again listed on both BSC and NSC, but it's going to be it's going to be I think less appealing in my view. Its financial track record is quite average. I think they are entering into the market to take the benefit of general positivity. The market sentiment is very positive, and retail investors are putting money left, right, center in all the IPOs that come in the market. So I think they're probably going to be benefiting. The other thing, particularly to highlight, this stock will be listed under the T2T, so trade to trade segment. What it means is basically on a daily basis, the stock will be subject to uh, upper and lower circuit of 5%. And the second thing important to note is that you won't be able to um, do an intraday transaction on these shares. You'll have to trade to take delivery in these shares. The valuation is also looking very high. I would say almost use the overprice. 36 times PE is way over the top. So overall, and again, gray market is not placing any premium. So for us, it's a red overall assessment on the valuation, and the even the gray market is placing only 10% premium. So overall, our assessment is that this one must be avoided. Xaro Tiles IPO must be avoided. If you are a risk taker, high risk taker, and don't mind having low return in the near future, then you may want to kind of apply. But for vast majority of the people who are looking for either listing gain or long-term growth, substantial growth, this issue need to be avoided. Let's move to the Divyani International. As I said earlier, Divyani International is the company behind the brand names, the quick service restaurant chain names like Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell, Costa. Um, they also have got some of the local brand like Wango, Masala Twist. So they have got kind of wide variety of brands that are available in the quick service restaurant business. They've been in the business from 91. They started with, I think, Pizza Hut, um, and um, and 91 is a long time, so 30 years in the business. But the disastrous part is that they have not yet made money in the business. They have always been loss-making company. They've had negative EPS, therefore negative PE, and so loss-making company are difficult to value. But we have all seen what has happened to Zomato. Zomato was loss-making company, and look where they are trading now. They got almost 60 to 70% listing gain, and it's going from strength to strength ever since it has been listed. So there is that. And if I go a little bit back, where Mrs. Bacter's food issue came, or Jubilant Food is, which is already listed, is also doing really well. Um, so overall, this whole QSR space is quite, I guess, darling of the market right now. The investors are putting money left, right, center, and this. And if I go by the gray market trend also, it looks quite, it's quite a significant premium on this, almost 60% premium. So I guess Divyani International IPO is probably worth applying for a listing gain or short-term investment gains. But longer term, the business has to make money, and in whatever 30 years of their existence, they have never made money. They've always been loss-making. Whereas Zomato, on the other hand, is a relatively new company, so you can understand that why they are making losses. But Divyani is in the business for a while. I know they started with one or two brands, but now they've got significant number of brands, but they're still making losses. So to me, it looks like Divyani International is a go-ahead only from a listing gain and short-term perspective. Now let's move to the last IPO, which is Krsna Diagnostics. Again, it opens on 4th and it will close on 6th of August. The offer price is 933 to 954. Shares will be listed on BSE and NSE. Um, One thing really surprising about Krsna Diagnostic is it was a loss-making company up until a year ago. Last year, which was financial year 21, was the first year when they made money. they made profit, and they have come straight away in the market for raising money. So that's always kind of bewilder me that they are probably timing the market. They have just become profitable. They know that market sentiment around IPO is very, very positive. Every single IPO is getting significantly oversubscribed. So they are taking this opportunity to come in the market. When I look at their issue size is 1200 crore roughly. So it's a big issue, relatively speaking. But two-thirds of that is offer for sale. Only one-third is a fresh issue, which will go in the expansion of the business. Um, why are they raising money? They finance the cost of ablation. They want to kind of establish new diagnostic centers at Punjab, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, and Maharashtra. So they'll use that money for that. They'll also use the for repayment of fully or partially of general repayment of firms' borrowings fully or partially. So it's basically debt reduction and funding expansion. So 400 crore is roughly for paying off the debt and the further expansion in 3-4 states that they have identified for the diagnostic center. But additional 800 crore is going to be all offer for sale. Promoters are currently at what? Let's look at that. Rajender Mutha is the company where pre-issue the promoter holding is 74%, which will go down. Um, so overall, I feel what's my assessment on this? Uh, I think in couple of things, a couple of areas I'll highlight. First of all, it's a loss-making company up until a year ago. So recent profit and the P multiple is 77, which is very, very expensive. Um, but people are kind of mad about diagnostic center, and as a country we do need more diagnostic center, and Krsna is has got plans to expand their presence in India. So I guess from a long-term perspective this could kind of give decent return. Currently the it's significantly overpriced in my view, but when I look at the gray market, because of the diagnostic is a favorite sector right now. There is almost a premium of 50%. So I would say that a risk-taking investor could kind of put some money and hope for some listing gain in this issue. So overall, I think if I were to summarize amongst these four companies, Xaro Tile is in our view must be avoided because that company doesn't look promising at all. From a future growth perspective, yeah, if a high risk taker doesn't mind low return, then maybe they can invest in this company. All other companies have got future potential. They are current favorites also from a market perspective, their industries. Um, so therefore, there is a greater likelihood that if you get the allotment, you will get listing gain on these issues. So from a listing gain perspective, Windlas Biotech, Divyani International, and Krishna Diagnostic can be applied for. So I hope this quick overview of all the facts, relevant facts on the 4 IPO that are available for subscription this week has been helpful. We would look forward to your comments on the content that we have covered in this video. If you like this video, then please press the like button and share it amongst your friends and family. If you've not subscribed our channel A to Z Learning yet, please subscribe and become part of our viewers family. Thank you so much for watching our video, and I hope this has been helpful to you.